Hi, and welcome back to Purple Collar Life. In today's video, we're going to do some work on the new Toro Time Cutter, installing that hour meter, and I'm going to explain why I've got a bit of a limp. Check, 1, 2, check, 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 1, 2, 1, 2.
I'm done.
You check yours.
Absolutely not.
Hi, and welcome back to Purple Collar Life. In today's video, this is going to be a quick tutorial on how to add an hour meter in your time cutter. Now, this new time cutter for us, unlike the old time cutter, does not have an hour meter. But Toro was kind enough to do a couple things to make it a really easy process. So we'll walk through that process. I've got the hour meter that I'll be using. This is not the Toro part, but it is a part you can get on Amazon. So I'll put a link to that down below in the description. So if you want a part like this, I think right now they're about $17 or $18. And I'm going to be using a carpet knife to cut through the top label to place this in, and we'll walk through that process.
You're cutting through the label?
Cutting through the label.
The guy that keeps the plastic on every screen for years and years and years.
I know, it's a hard thing to do, but so that's the process for today. But while we're here and I have Jennifer on video, she wanted to talk to you about the other day I was doing something and the other Toro time cutter was out of commission because I had to replace the discharge chute, which I'll put a link to that video up above. So she had no choice but to ride the new Toro time cutter with the MyRide.
And I didn't want to because I
just
already learned the other one. I just wanted to stick with that.
Yeah. So after having mowed on this one now, what are your thoughts on it?
I'm thinking you had me fooled that that one was the professional one because this is really nice.
Yeah. It's a really smooth ride. Having never ridden on a zero-turn mower with a suspension before, this is night and day as far as the smooth ride goes.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I'm going to hobble on over here. You saw in the intro of the video, I'm a little bit of a hobbler today on my foot. And before it became cool to do so, I got plantar fasciitis somehow in my right foot, probably from my month in Florida. I was doing a ton of walking for work. It kind of started to get bad when I got home, but it was only bad when I'd step out of bed in the morning. It would get better throughout the day, and then would be bad, you know, if I stand still for a long time, or when I'm driving for an hour and a half, or if I'm on the couch and stand up. That was when it hurt. Well, then it started in the last couple weeks. It's hurting more all day long when you're stepping on it. And then today, in the National Wiffle Ball Championships, I was just the pitcher, was trying to stay in my own little pitching circle and not move around much, but there was a high fly ball I knew I could get to. Took a couple reactionary steps forward to get that fly ball, and immediately it got about 100 times worse. So today I'm really hobbling on it.
You are?
I am. It's very painful. If you've never had it before, it's extremely painful in your feet. And I know Mike Morgan just mentioned the other day that he had it. So I was pretty surprised that I'd never heard of it before, never knew anything about it. So here is the hour meter I got. Comes with instructions that I don't think need. It also comes with a little cutout piece that can show you a pattern to cut out. Again, I don't think we need that. Let me show you what we've got going on here. Actually, you can feel a knockout underneath it, and if I push from underneath, you'll see my fingernail there. So you can actually see the shape of the hour meter. So all we're going to do is take our exacto knife, cut that out, and then underneath here, down here underneath, I've seen this cord hanging. This is actually the cord for the hour meter. Toro's already got it on here. It's just been dangling down here. So we should be able to just attach it to the hour meter and place it in place.
I mean, you weren't kidding that you said you thought it was going to be so easy I could do it.
Yes. So I can feel where that is. I'm just going to cut down the middle of it for now.
Oh, that's very scary. just leave it like that, or do you have to cut it away?
That's what I'm going to see, if I can just leave it like that. What I'd like to do, so I want it to face this way towards me. Looks like I'm going to have to cut. I didn't go all the way to the side there, maybe. I think I'll have to cut these off. Yeah, I think that'll do it. Let me see if I can feed the wire up through there. Like that. Now you'll see on the back of here there are 3 prongs. We're only using the 2 that are in line with each other. I'm just going to push that on there like that. Slide this down in here.
So is that cut out only for the hour meter, or is there other contraptions that can go in there?
I think it's only for the hour meter that you can buy from Toro. I think it's quite a bit more expensive from Toro than this one was on Amazon. I need to go a little bit wider.
This one isn't a Toro.
This is not a Toro part. You could remove this bolt and this all tips up, but I was trying to not have to do that. I might have to do it. I'm gonna grab a wrench, tilt this up, see if we can see better from underneath. I just gotta go to the garage. The key is don't put any weight on your heel at all. Try to walk on your pinky toe. Can't tip it up as much as I was hoping. I think it's just the end to end that's a little bit too long.
It doesn't look like you can cut off anymore.
No. And this plate's metal, so it's not really easily trimmed, but this might be easily trimmed.
So this is maybe where just buying the Toro version could have come in handy?
Maybe. Just giving a little bit of a taper. Maybe it'll go in easier.
Okay. You know what's happening to you?
Mm-hmm.
Do you?
No, what?
You know how as men get older, they start to just finagle stuff, and then you'll find things that my dad have done, or your dad's done, or Paps had done at one point.
Be like, why did they do that?
Right here. Here's the start. Or maybe there's been other things, I'm just not around.
The other thing I'm not 100% sure on is if you're supposed to put it like this, with this extra prong up above, or if it should be going like this with that extra prong down below.
You'd think the hours meter would be facing the rider.
Right, but you could do the...
You could turn it either way.
You could turn it either way, just depending on how you put the cord on it.
I think you tricked me.
Why?
He said, hey, will you come outside real fast?
Mm-hmm.
I've got a 2-minute project.
Yeah, that's gonna work though. Come on, you can do it.
I'd like to see your explanation if this ends up not working and you try to send that back.
That's a $17 keeper there now.
I know.
I made my way to the garage and grabbed the 1/2 inch and the 7/16 because I was sure it was probably one of those, but I thought, well, just in case.
There you go. Good thinking. You know what? It's in good enough. You know?
Is that one of those close enough situations?
Yeah.
You want to try pushing it now, video? Jennifer's taking her turn.
Maybe you just need some finesse.
Doesn't it feel like it's really close? If you had a Dremel.
It's not gonna go. It's the metal part. It's not the sticker part.
Not gonna go. I knew as soon as we stopped recording, I'd get it in. Took some jiggle wiggle, and it slid in. It's like factory. Wipe my hand marks off of it.
Wow, look at that. Your 2-minute project.
I can edit this down to be less than 2 minutes. Thanks for your help.
Yeah, maybe I was
loosened it
the
up.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was the one.
Yep. Now the next thing we have to see is, do we put the tongs on the right way? So if you could mow for 6 minutes, that would be 1/10 of an hour, and it should give us 1/10 of an hour on the hour meter.
You are a math genius.
So are you willing to mow for the next 6 minutes? It'll take 6 minutes. Two-tenths of an hour on the new hour meter.
Yeah.
We probably, before we got the hour meter, we probably have 2 hours maybe on the machine.
Maybe
We mowed at the cemetery once, and then here a couple times.
Well, I've only used this once here.
I've used it twice here, so probably more like 3 hours total maybe.
The seat is so nice.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if you could tell when you were recording me at all over on the side
rough
by the
area.
woods, how rough it is.
Yeah.
On the other ones, I feel like it was a lot of lymph node drainage happening, natural. This is super smooth.
Yeah.
It's really smooth.
It really smooths out the ride. Now, it's hard to capture that with our camera on video because it looks like everything is shaking as it goes in front of the camera, but what's shaking a lot is the chassis going over the, and then you're basically staying smooth, so it's hard to capture that.
I would say on the other zero turn, the rough, like the comfort of the ride is probably like a 3 or a 4.
Only now that you've ridden this one. What would you have said before you rode this one?
I still don't think it was very comfortable.
Okay.
I mean, it wasn't painful, but it definitely wasn't comfortable at all. I feel like with this one, this is extremely comfortable. Like, it's not even comparison between the two.
Yeah, the MyRide system is definitely a nice, smooth suspension to have.
Yeah. And the other thing, remember, that I learned, that this doesn't go facing anything, like around the trees, around the grass. I didn't know that in the month that you were gone. Not that I just whacked it into things, but I didn't. It did go along the grass line over by the trees.
I didn't place, if you watched that last video, I didn't place any blame.
You did. And it was my fault, but you didn't tell me. And it might be, this is kind of stupid, I guess, but it was what I was doing. Remember, for a long time I was missing parts of the grass.
Right.
Because somehow in my head I was thinking that the blades came out farther.
Okay.
Now that I see that, I know that that's ridiculous because it's not going to be able to spin that far.
Right.
So that's why I was getting that closer to things also. And now that I know that the blades actually stop here, that also this should be safe for a while.
Yeah. Good job mowing. It looks good. It was fast. You got a lot of the yard done in 2/10 of an hour.
Yeah, but there's probably like a quarter of it left.
Yeah. Yep. So even though I started out the video saying it was going to be about a 2-minute project and it took longer than that and a little bit of whittling away at some plastic, eventually we did get that hour meter in. You might have to do the same thing if you buy the part that I list. Perhaps if you buy the Toro OEM part, it slides in nice and easily. But that part required a little bit of whittling to get the Amazon.
It was only about 20 minutes, but
yeah.
I was just teasing you because you said it was going to be 2.
Yeah, I did anticipate. My timeline for the project was about 2 minutes because I thought all I'm going to do is cut through that label, connect the wire that's already down there to the hour meter, and then push it down through the control area. So it should be a pretty simple process, especially now that you've seen us do it. Hopefully it'd be easier for you. If you do end up wanting either the Toro part or that Amazon part, I'll put Amazon affiliate links to those parts down in the description. We'd appreciate if you use those links if you are interested in those parts. Or if you have a Toro dealer close to you, always support the local dealership. So if you're going to buy the Toro part and you can get it directly from the Toro dealership, do that in your local hometown. Thanks for watching. If you found this video informative and entertaining, please give us a thumbs up down below. Watch another one of our videos while you're here. We'd really appreciate it. And then hopefully we'll see you again the next time.